What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Trenton Gibson as usual, and today we have Xaivian Lee, our guy right here for the number 19 Florida Gators. Now, the Florida Gators backcourt has been getting a lot of hate. Xaivian Lee, Boogie Flan, people been hating, saying they're not producing, they're stealing money from Florida. But if we look, Florida is secretly 4-1 after this victory at Vanderbilt. They're doing their thing in the SEC. Yes, the non-conference was a little rough, but hey, the SEC, you know what I'm saying, it's still alive. They can still win the regular season. And Xaivian Lee had a great performance. Now, people will say, he switched up his mojo a little bit. They left his jersey, all that stuff. He did have 20 points this game, but this is the reason he had 20 points. I'll break it down off top. They're playing this Vanderbilt team. And if you watch my Tyler Tanner breakdown, it's a great breakdown because Vanderbilt runs great offense. But the problem with these new age offensive teams, they lack physicality. And now what does that do in a league like the SEC? That can get exposed, right? You're running great things on offense. You have highly skilled guys on offense. But that is what Xaivian Lee is used to playing against, right? He was in the Ivy League. He's used to playing against an offensive style. Like, there's no problems with that. When you transfer to the SEC, it's a more physical league. So what I'm trying to say is this Vanderbilt team was really a green light for Xaivian. And basketball is all about matchups. People can say, I'm getting 20 a game, whatever it is, or some games I'm very good, some games are very bad. I'm not consistent as a basketball player. Well, you can actually look at how you're being guarded. Sometimes they're playing ball screens drop, and you kill drop coverage. But sometimes when they hedge, you have to get the ball out of your hands, and you have no other way to score. So just a little breakdown right there. Xaivian Lee is that guy. He is 20 points last night. So let's break it down and see what we have. We starting it off in transition, and we get a pitch ahead, right? Fires his pitch ahead early. And what I love about pitching ahead, especially if you're bringing the ball up, this is what pitching the ball ahead allows for. So now he's able to drive. The guy that was guarding Xaivian Lee is now looking, okay? And when this guy drives, everybody collapses to the paint. So when they collapse, he kicks it out. Bad kick out. But it finds Xaivian Lee, and he's able to knock it in. But let's go back. Let's say he just decides to bring it up and run offense. Well, everybody's going to be matched up. There's going to be no problem. So it is very smart. It is very good as a guard to pitch it ahead. You have good teammates. Allow them to create. And if they don't have anything, kick out, wide open, green. Okay, next play. We're here. Xaivian is right here. We try to go for a handoff. They say, no, we're going next action. Nothing happens. We're getting nothing out of it. Okay, we flash up now. 4 seconds left, right? So we just hit a three. Now we get a kick out in a similar position. 2.5 seconds left. We have to fire. When I broke down his tape against Duke, he was getting a lot of these shots late clock. And that's why sometimes you're not efficient, right? Having to shoot shots with under 4 seconds left. The defense knows you're going to shoot it. It's always going to be a tougher shot. So they're not the most efficient shots, but he had just hit one earlier from a step in, a wide open shot. So now this one's feeling just as good. Now we're back in transition, right? And we do a good job. We don't foul. We wall up, which slows down number 2, and it allows for our guy to come and have a contest. So good contest. And now loose ball, right? So instead of giving up 2 free throws or a layup, Xaivian Lee stops ball without fouling, which is important. And now we find ourselves with a 1-on-0 fast break. Once again, this is stuff. He had 2 catch and shoots and a layup for 8 points. Easy things, or allow you to have these pop-off games, just games that everybody loves, say you're so good about, but he hasn't really had to work for it. So here we go. We're at half court handling the ball. Come off. Okay, what do we have? And this just worked. Right? Nobody stops the ball. And this is stuff I say, like, Vanderbilt as a defensive team is not a high-end defensive team. I don't care if the analytics or not say that. They're not physically imposing. You talk about high-end defensive teams. Those guys live in the Big 12. You got Iowa State. You have Houston. That's high-end defensive teams, right? Even Tennessee's okay because they keep the game a low-scoring game. But here we go. No contact. Big man does a great job sealing out. And now we just give ourselves an easy leg, right? Easy buckets is what gets us high-scoring games. Now, later in the quarter, later in the half, we run this Iverson cut. So the Iverson cut is 2 screens at the free throw line, and we're able to come off. Now, Tyler Tanner gambles. I think this is a bad gamble. Why is it a bad gamble? Because we have all this space, right? If Tyler Tanner just stays here, then we make him continue to run. We make him continue to run offense. But instead, we gamble. So now, same situation. He's going to seal. And what he does a good job of, because he tries to put defender in jail, he gets back in front. Our guy's still sealing. But now that we're in front, it's fine. We don't panic. We cross over. Our big man is still sealing. And we give ourselves an easy layup. Right? All this stuff is easy work created by Xaivian Lee. So now we're here. We're at this horn set. Screen low. We're going to swing it. Okay, nothing. We don't have anything. No one's having it. Kick, nothing. All right, so now we get the ball. 13 seconds left. We have time to operate. Screen. And now he says, hey, I don't want this screen. Now, if you can see the matchups, why would he not want this screen? First off, he has a longer defender that Xaivian has foot speed on. But Tyler Tanner is right here, which is another guard. So if this big man sets the screen and he rolls, well, Tyler Tanner is going to be switched. And now that defeats the purpose of having this mismatch right here. Another reason, if this big man rolls and stays low and Xaivian Lee is able to beat this guy, well, the last line of defense is a point guard that's under 6 foot or 6 foot at best, right? So him helping is no real consequence. So anyway, we tell him to get out. So he gets out, and now we have space to dance. We do what we want, and now we go right downhill. Easy layup, right? Not easy layup, left hand, but he's feeling himself. He's doing his thing. He's having a good game, and I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. He's just doing his thing. Okay, here we go. Got a cut through. Here we go. Xaivian's trying to get open. He gets it. All right, so now we have another example. Okay, what do we have? We got ball screen coming up. Ball screen, and they switch, right? It's late game, late clock. A lot of teams are going to switch, so now we want to defeat the switch, right? And this is what Xaivian Lee is seeing on this switch. He sees that the defender switches aggressively. But not aggressively in this manner, but aggressively to stop this right-hand drive. So as we read that, we change hands with the ball. We go between the legs, and now we see this shoulder is outside of his shoulder, number one. This foot is outside of his foot, and his stance is open, telling us to go this way, right? So we're here. This guy's taking Tanner away, so we drive and get a step back shot. Now, once again, why does this work? Because the defender is wanting to send him left, right? The defender says, I'm going to send Xaivian Lee left. You can see it by this open stance. So when Xaivian decides to attack left, he's going to overcorrect, right? Because that's what he's anticipating. He's anticipating he's going to attack me left. I'm giving him left. So once he goes left, I'm going to jump on it, right? So when he jumps on it, we pound, step back. He's nowhere to be found. Green, right? And this is Xaivian Lee. This is Xaivian Lee that everybody wants to see. Okay, another example. Is the beginning of the game. We catch it right here. And now we just get to work. We're operating. This is his first bucket of the game, little bank shot floater. But once again, something little, really no contact having to be done. Just navigation in the paint, bank shot floater. Now we feel good about ourselves. I love these things early. Get a rebound. I love guards getting rebounds. Why? Because we can push the break. We can push the break, make a great pass, and get a dunk. Now, Florida is playing their best basketball right now. Obviously, it helps when Xaivian Lee and Boogie Fland are playing well. I think they have a case to make the SEC championship to win the regular season because they turned it around. I mean, you got to understand, in this transfer portal era, in this college basketball era, teams are new teams every year. So it's going to be hard to replicate that national championship dominance that they had last season. Things got to come together. Players got to learn the coach's system. And now they're starting to click, and now they're doing that. And they're winning games. They walked into number 10 Vanderbilt's home, took it over. I mean, this is great ball by Florida. I'm happy to see him play well. I'm happy Xaivian Lee is starting to get that monkey off his back. But let me know what you think in the comments about Xaivian Lee, man. I think he's doing his thing, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.